Trying to get this dang thing leveled out. Got this gimbal I'm trying to use today to make it a smoother video while I'm walking. I don't think it's quite working right, but anyways, it's close. So it all starts here. I don't know what it had in mind, but whatever. How we doing today? Walking a different path today. Over in Cadence, my neighboring neighborhood. I like to go to different places and check out different things instead of walking the same old path every day. It's a nice little place here. Nice new neighborhood. Got a nice view of downtown. Nice little pond. Those houses are pretty close together. A little too close for my liking. Probably, I don't know how far apart they are. Morning, Badass Stang. How are you? Just out walking another neighborhood today. Commenting on these houses over here. I don't know about where you're at, but this neighborhood is, these houses are probably 10 feet apart from each other. All the entries for the garages are on the back. You got to go around back, and they got some parking on the street here, but no front yards, no side yards, maybe 10-foot backyards. It's a nice neighborhood though. Nice big pond. My ducks would love it here. Maybe if I ever decide to set any of them loose, I'll bring them over here and turn them loose in this pond. I see there's already some ducks over there. They say it has some friends right away. So yeah, we got nice walking paths here. Some people jogging, walking their dogs. Seven acres, that's perfect. Yeah, I'm only on a quarter acre here in Henderson. My lot's 100 by 100, but I own the lot next door also, so it's like having a half acre, but I got a mobile home next door to me that I rent out. And the neighbor on the other side has been in rehab. He had a stroke. He's been in rehab for about 6 months, so I haven't had anybody on that side. My neighbor across the street is real nice. But I built an 8-foot block wall around my lot, so I really don't deal with anybody. I come in and park in my driveway, close my front door, and I do everything outside in the back. Got some clouds here still yet. Had some good rains the last 2 days. A lot of flooding here in the valley. We're like a fishbowl here. So when it rains, we get a lot of flooding. So I love the weather. I haven't checked the temperature this morning. I'm gonna guess it's around 70 to 72 degrees. Feels nice. Had the windows open for the last 24 hours. Nice, cool, fresh breeze coming through. Much better than having to run the air conditioning. Mine and everyone I talk to is power bill has been around between $700 and $800 a month. I'm not going to complain because I know everybody's utilities are up now. It's kind of senseless to complain. I'm just mentioning it that power bills are up, so it's nice to not have to run the AC. Yeah, this is a really nice neighborhood. It's fairly new. I'd say they started building over here maybe 6 years ago, 5 years ago. They're still building. I don't know how many homes are going to be in here. If I had to guess, I would say by the time it's all said and done, maybe 10,000 homes. It's pretty big though. I'm just weaving back and forth with no particular place to go. While they're in the park, they got a great view of downtown Vegas. So it's a nice place to walk or ride your bicycle, walk your dog. Good morning. I don't know if they let you, if you're really supposed to let your dog run right here, but I sure would. We bring our little dog over here every once in a while. Let him run. He loves it. I gotta get that downtown view. Let me zoom in on that. Yeah, I know. That's my brother in Illinois. He's in southern Illinois. He runs his AC at 72 as well. And his bill isn't too bad either. 400 tops, he said. There's downtown Vegas. Let's see. Whoops. Slow down. So there's the stratosphere right there. Then you got the old downtown strip over here. Fremont Street. And over here, of course, is Steve Wynn, Caesar's Palace. Flamingo Hilton, all that good stuff. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. They just added on a new, it's just a tax. We get taxed for everything out here in the Southwest, it seems like. But the power company's running some new grids and they're putting in all this solar and and wind turbines out west here. I know they're doing some stuff across the country, but we got so much sunshine all the time that we have these solar farms everywhere, and they're charging us to build them, and then they'll charge us to use them. So, I mean, who wouldn't want a business like that? You know, all my customers are going to help me build my business, and then I'm going to charge them to use it. Perfect. So, you can't fight it, so I really don't talk about it too much. You just got to accept it. You know, it's some nice green grass and green trees here for this nice desert living. I think I remember, let's see, they got pickleball over there. I remember a workout area one time out here whenever I walked out here. I walked out here a lot during the pandemic. You know, they wanted to keep everybody inside, but I kept moving. I kept going places, kept walking. I'm not going to stay confined anywhere. But anyways, I remembered a little workout place here, you know, where you, nothing with weights or anything, but you use your own weight, body weight, whatever they call that. I can't remember the name of that, but it was a nice little place. I can't remember where it was. Then they got a swimming pool over here also for the residents. You got to be a resident of this neighborhood, probably pay some HOA fees. I'm not an HOA guy. I remember one of my friends I had about 26 years ago, back in 97, I think. He rode motorcycles with me and everything. He talked about, good morning. He talked about his homeowners association. I guess he painted his house the wrong color, and they came down and got on his butt because it didn't go with their collar pattern for the neighborhood. They had like 4 different collars, and that, you know, and if you wanted to paint another collar, you had to get approval from the homeowners association. So they came over to his house and, you know, wanted to give him fines and raising Cain with him. And he told him, I'm going to paraphrase, but he told him something to the effect that it's his house, he'll do any goddamn thing he wants to there. And if he wants, he'll put a couch in the front yard and plant corn, and they can kiss his ass. And that was my kind of guy, you know. That's one reason I've never been in a homeowners association, nor will I ever be. I guess it's good for a lot of people, you know. But if people, you know, if biggest thing that happens in my neighborhood is, you know, if somebody's got a junk car out on the street or something like that, or their front yard's getting trashy or whatever, code enforcement will drive by and just have them clean it up, or put the vehicle behind the gate, you know, put it in the side yard or whatever behind the gate. That's reasonable. That happened to me back in the early 90s. Code enforcement came by. I mean, I had an old truck I was changing the engine in out in the front yard, you know, doing it old style with using the tree with the morning Cleveland. Yeah, I can't live like that either, man. I'm not gonna have people tell me what to do like that. That's like, to me, that's like coming in your living room, you know, and telling you what to do. It just ain't gonna happen. So anyways, I have my 79 Chevy Silverado pickup truck out in my front yard. I'm using the tree with a come along. I'd blown the engine pulling my boat. You know, I had a 454 in it, and I just pulled my boat all the time out to the lake. That was a Sea Ray, 20-foot Sea Ray. It weighed probably about 6,500 pounds dry. And anyways, I wound up blowing the engine, you know, 150,000 miles, whatever, and I was changing the engine out in the front yard. And code enforcement came by, told me I couldn't be doing that, you know, and we had a few words, or I had a few words, that's for sure. I don't think they have much to say, but anyways, at the end of the day, you know, he was a pretty decent person, and he said, look, man, all you got to do to comply is to get your vehicle behind the gate, and that's good. What I did, I put it behind the gate, and then whenever I was ready to put the other engine in, I just pulled it back out in the front yard. You know, 2-3 hours, threw the engine in, boom, back in the back gate. So I guess there's a way of doing everything. So I see here they built single family houses all over here, and then tucked away back here they started doing the I don't know, what are those, condos or townhomes? Well, 2 stories, so they're townhomes, I guess. So they got the townhomes back here, or they got them funky houses where they're all connected, whatever. I've seen those houses before where they got like 4 houses built into like one structure. Something else I wouldn't like. And then over here, let's see, I think Warm Springs is over here. I drive down it all the time going towards Vegas. Not all the time, but quite a bit. And I noticed it looked like they're building apartments over there close to Boulder Highway. So, you know what that means? We moved out here. We bought our property out here in 1994 on this end of town. We used to be in North Las Vegas. We first moved up here from Phoenix area. We were in North Las Vegas for a year, maybe 2. Then we moved over to east, I think it's east part of Henderson, which is not too far away from here, 5-6 miles. Stayed there about 3 years. Then we've been out here since 1994 in Henderson. And we moved out here because a couple reasons. One, it was the very edge of town, and another one is because the lake was just about 6 or 8 miles away, and we were going to the lake all the time. You know, we were in our, Debbie and I was in our 20s, early 30s. So we were doing a lot of lake stuff. And there wasn't anything here. This is all open field. From our house, you can see downtown. Anyways, all this is built up in the last 5 or 6 years. From that mountain area there, all up against the mountains, all back through here is built up. Out on the north side of us, that's where my house is. The sun comes up right down my street. So my street's east and west. But right out here is Calico Ridge, Lake Las Vegas, bunch of custom homes. So it's built up there. So what this is doing is making our area more dense. You know, it's going to be a lot more traffic. The traffic's been adding up over the last 30 years, which it does in every city. So that's why I've been looking around. Morning, Nancy. How are you? So that's why I've been looking around in different states for the last 2 or 3 years to get us another place somewhere else. I'd like to find somewhere between. I think ideally it would be 5 to 10 acres, you know, with some plenty of trees, plenty of greenery. I grew up in Illinois, central Illinois, so I like southern Illinois, I like southern Indiana, I like Kentucky, Tennessee, southern Missouri, some of Arkansas. Those are the places that I've looked at that I really enjoy the landscape. I mean, I enjoy the land, don't get me wrong. There's a beautiful place. I love some Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia. I like some New York stuff, but I just didn't want to get too far east. I don't want to be on the East Coast, same as I don't want to be on the West Coast. So anyways, ideally I would like some place. I mean, our first thought was to find some place within 1,000 miles, because 1,000 miles I can get to in one day. I know it's a lot of driving or riding my motorcycle, but I can do 1,000 miles in one day. So I'd like a spot where I could get to in one day. However, you know, 1,000 miles away is like, you got the Denver, Colorado's 800 miles, and then just draw a circle up to Boise, Idaho. And then, like I said, I don't want to go west anywhere. I'm not going to California or Oregon or Washington. So, anyways, I had to expand, and I'm willing to go, you know, say as far east as Tennessee and whatnot, Indiana, Tennessee, Kentucky. We went to Branson, Missouri for the first time. I think it was last summer. Really enjoyed that area. I guess the Ozarks. Got a couple friends that just moved out to. Well, one of them moved out to, let's see, what part of Missouri? Western Missouri. I was in that town just last year, but I can't think of the name of it. Right off the Interstate 44, just into Missouri a little bit. I remember being there because we stayed in an RV park just 5 miles out of town, ate at the Waffle House in that town. So my buddy just bought over there about 3 years ago. Loves it out there. Another one of our friends that used to ride motorcycles with us, he just bought some property in Missouri. He travels back and forth right now. Let's see, where am I? I agree. Whenever the, you start getting a bunch of apartment complexes, the crime does start. I mean, not that there's not crime in every neighborhood, but, the population grows and it gets worse. But here's what I don't like right here. Check out these houses. These are two houses built together. So getting into this might as well be apartments in my opinion. Just put nice names on them. So you got two homes, and then maybe, let's see how much area in between. Yeah. 10 feet in between, looks like. No front yards. Park on the street. Stairways up. Not my ideal. I don't know. Call me crazy. But I'd rather live in a mobile home on an acre of land, than one of these things. Each to his own. We all can't have the same taste, or we'd be like, I don't know. We all got to be different. So I'm just talking about what my preferences are. I love this weather. This is usually like October right here, and we got it the 1st of September. It was just 109 degrees 2 days ago, Thursday, I believe, 109 degrees. And it had been right around there for the last 6 weeks. And then Thursday night, we got the rain. Dropped the temperatures down, overnight temperatures in the low 70s, which is beautiful. And I don't know what the high was yesterday, but I'd say probably low 80s. It never got really warm. Got a lot of rain, so it didn't get warm. Cleanup station. I don't want to see your dog poop out here, people. That's pretty good. Never seen any poo laying around. I wouldn't want to pick up after some of these big dogs. I've had to do it before. We had Caesar, the Doberman Pinscher. You guys never got to meet him. We had to put him to sleep about 4 years ago. He got a heart disease. We just got the baby, the little one, which you've probably seen. And he's easy to clean up after. Let's see. Wonder how far I've walked so far. I know I'm breathing harder, but I'm walking uphill now. Let's see. There we go. I don't know what's wrong with this gimbal. I'm gonna have to check it out a little bit. I think it's much better than just walking with that other stick, that selfie stick, because I was checking out that video yesterday and that video was shaking around a lot. So this gimbal works much better. Morning. Good, how are you? Yeah, I agree 100% with that. Good fences make good neighbors. Unless you got a few acres in between you. Plenty of space make good neighbors too, most of the time. I'm sure occasionally you can get a pain in the butt neighbor, even if you're on 40 acres or so. Good morning. Everybody's pretty nice over here, pretty happy. I mean, come on, it's Saturday. They just got paid. First of the month, though. Pay them bills. I pay all my utilities on the 10th of the month. That's when everything comes up online. Hey, traveler. How are you, buddy? We'll go back by this pond again. Yeah, I agree, Nancy. We've got great neighbors. Well, I don't know. I'll take that statement back. And I'll just say I don't have any problems with my neighbors. The ones across the street are great. The ones catty corner I've known forever. I used to work with their uncle and grandpa in concrete. So we get along. And then one on the left side of me's a longtime friend, rents from me. One on the morning. One on the right side is been in rehab. There was a time him and I didn't get along. I was out on my Bobcat one day as I was getting ready to build my new house because my mobile home had burned. And I was out there with my Bobcat, and I had broken part of the block wall, and he started yelling at me, and I'm the one who put the wall up in the. It's back whenever I was drinking, so I'm going to use that as an excuse. Whenever I drank, I didn't really get along with a lot of people if they didn't act accordingly to what I thought they should act. So anyways, he started yelling, and here I'm going to stop and check out this pond for a while. So he's yelling at me for breaking the wall. I got so mad at him. You remember the Kool-Aid commercials where the Kool-Aid man would come busting through the wall? That's what I did with my Bobcat. I just smashed right through that wall. I had a few choice words for him. And of course he called the police. And I dealt with the police, and reassured him it was an accident. And I was going to repair the wall. So what I did, since I was the one who put that wall up in the first place, I just moved the wall 1 foot on my side of the property and built a new wall all the way down. That way he can never say anything about it again. So that's an 8-foot wall. We became great neighbors after that. I remember whenever I went to him after I quit drinking, I was done maybe about a year of no drinking, and I went and had a talk with him, and apologized to him for my insane behavior at times. I remember he asked me, he says, "Kenny, are you glad you quit drinking?" I said, "You know what, Willie? You're glad I quit drinking." That's the last conversation I had with him. So we're great neighbors now. So that's my neighbor story for today. Well, a lot of people are out today because the weather's great. Good morning. Got great weather. Everybody's enjoying the walk. Good morning. So I think the weather's going to be like this all week. I'm not sure, but it's just the 1st of September, so I'm not going to expect it to stay cool. Matter of fact, I'm going to anticipate that it warms up again. I don't know if it'll break 100 degrees again this year, but I wouldn't doubt it because I'm used to it being over 100 in September. So, traveler, right now, I haven't checked the temperature this morning, but it feels even a little bit cooler than yesterday. So I'm going to say it's down around 70 right now. So this is where I started this morning. It all starts here. Let me give you guys another look at downtown. It's a beautiful spot right here. Yeah, Willie, stay in your lane, boy. I was pretty crazy back then, Nancy. You know, I had a lot of friends, but they were probably nothing like, well, I don't want to say probably, but nothing like today, you know. That was over 26 years ago. My life's changed in the last 26 years. I grew up, matured, and treat people much better. I still stand on my own 2 feet, though. I won't tolerate bullcrap, but I overlook a lot of ignorance. One of the main reasons is, well, 2 main reasons I overlook a lot of people in bullcrap is, one, I'm not going to change them, so it's useless to engage. And then the second reason that I overlooked that is because I just feel better, you know, and I realize that I used to have that same behavior. So maybe I'm in acceptance of other people because people were in acceptance and tolerated me. 64 degrees, that is perfect. We've got some humidity, obviously, with all these clouds and rain we've had. I mean, everything's wet. I'm walking through this wet grass right now. But I'm sure our humidity is nothing like anybody else's. We've got the lowest humidity in the world almost. I've never checked the Saharan Desert or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure their humidity is low as well. When I moved to Phoenix in 76, 77, humidity was maybe 7% there. And then as we built the town up from under 1 million people to well over 4 million, you know, you start adding concrete, steel structures, swimming pools, people watering their lawns, humidity goes up automatically. Came to Nevada in 1989. Humidity was very low here, maybe in the we'd have anywhere from 7% to 15% on the average, until it rained, of course. Now our humidity is probably, I would say on average, somewhere in the teens, which isn't bad at all. That's why we can tolerate the 110 degree weather to some extent. There you go. Somebody could easily be living in that van right there and just park on these surface streets. You know, there's a whole community of van life now. It used to be a bad thing to go live in a van down by the river. Now it's not such a bad thing. Living in a van down by the river is cool now. So, anyways, I'm going to do a lap around this shopping center here. and then I'm gonna be done. One more little look around. I think it's gonna rain for the next 3 or 4 days. A lot of our friends went up to Utah this weekend. We have an annual camp out up there. Usually have maybe 1,500 to 2,000 people camp out up in Beaver, Utah. Well, that's pretty wet up there. I was going to take off on my motorcycle and go to Durango, Colorado for a motorcycle rally up there called Four Corners. However, I've gotten a little bit more intuitive in my older age, and I check the weather before I take off on my motorcycle, because I realize that even though the sun may be shining here and it may be nice and warm here, it doesn't mean that's the way it is everywhere else across these states. So I checked the weather and I seen that Colorado was going to be rainy all weekend, so I didn't go. I'll stay at home and deal with the rain in my own house. And I'll stay dry. Alright guys, I'm getting more out walking and talking uphill. I know I've been on here for some time already. Looks like 42 minutes. So I appreciate everybody that took a walk with me. And we'll see you all soon. God bless. Have a great weekend.